No problem.
It's nothing like knowing that there's somebody with you. So I'll definitely make sure that I put you in touch
Yeah,
uh, with
yeah,
them
I can.
Mm.
without
Yeah,
fail.
I was on dialysis for six and a half years, and then finally, when they gave me one, and I could tell a story. My first one, um, they had so I had two operations in less than 24 hours
Wow.
because when they put the first one in, they had to abort it because my I wasn't getting it wasn't getting enough oxygen through my legs, through my right leg. So to keep my leg and everything, they took the kidney out and aborted so to preserve my leg. So I had to go down twice, take it out, to put it in first, then take it out. Then
Wow.
it gave me a whole hour. I mean, not a whole hour, a whole year and a half to recover because they wanted me to be strong and everything. And once they gave me the call, I didn't lose my you're on the list, and thank God that I kept my top of the list, but they kept calling me, and I turned down three on my second time. I turned three down until they finally called me, and I'm not trying to be spooky or anything, but when the Holy Spirit said to me, this is it, and I told him, this is the right one, and
Yeah.
that was it. It's been 3 years out, and I feel
Mm.
great,
Mm. Mm.
you know.
Mm.
And I know I don't look it, and people say if you don't say nothing, they wouldn't even know.
Right.
So
Mm.
I thank God
Mm.
for that.
Mm.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Well, to open this up, we are definitely recording, and we know that people drop in and out as the hour goes
Mhm.
forward. But what we are going to be really plowing into in the month of March on these calls, especially, is drilling into mindset, discipline, and focus, which is what we stand on. Those are the three legs that we stand on. And we're going to be unpacking even more lessons because I'm learning and growing. Michael Hyatt just wrote a book on mindset. I'm a big Michael Hyatt fan and whatnot. So
Mhm.
just when you think that you heard it all, as you dig in, especially as far as being entrepreneurial musicians, there's so much to know and it's changing. In fact, I'm going to put something up for those of you who are on the Facebook page. This was on LinkedIn, and I've been really getting a little bit comfortable with Chat GPT. And a couple of weeks ago, we were talking about AI, and I think it was Daryl. Was it Daryl or you, Robbie, that put that song up there on the AI tune with the robot on the Facebook group?
Might have
But
been Daryl.
it might have been Daryl. But there's 23 other AI tools that musicians can use that I just copied and pasted from LinkedIn. So I'm going to throw it up on the thing just so, we see what's out there and what may work. If it don't work, my mom used to say it's like fish. You eat the fish, put the bones to the side. You know what I mean? If it works, you digest it. If it don't, keep it moving. You know what I'm saying? But I asked Brother Robbie if he would take the wheel tonight as we're talking about mindset, discipline, and focus, and share because he had been posting some things on his Facebook and LinkedIn concerning a journey he just walked through. And I asked if he would give us his permission to share it, and share it openly so that we can learn, grow, not only be inspired, but absolutely motivated in our own ways to just persevere. So without further ado, I'm going to mute myself and give Robbie the wheel.
Oh, okay. I'm kind of a little shaken by that news by Vance, but yeah, we're gonna keep moving. Um, and then Robin, that's like you said, it was just something that you never know. Um, not to add to the craziness, but let's see, 2015, I was diagnosed with prostate cancer,
Mm.
and uh, 1985, my grandfather passed away from prostate cancer. And my grandfather was, for me, the example of just a strong man. And he was just, I mean, I idolized my grandfather. My grandfather um, in Richmond, Virginia, owned his own construction business. he built the family home. He built actually 2 homes. The last one that that I'm familiar with, all of us lived in. My grandfather pretty much held up, the family. My grandmother never had to work because of my grandfather's business. He would always take the family on like vacations. The first time we ever went on a vacation together as a family, and I'm talking me, my grandfather, my grandmother, my mom, my sister, my aunt, and my 2 cousins. He took all of us on a cruise to Bahamas. And so, I mean, that's kind of like, for a Black man in that time, who has built up a business, a successful business, he was just somebody that, I idolized and just was like the strongest person in the world. And when he got prostate cancer, it was kind of like earth shaking to me. Now, to take it even further, in 2012, my father passed away from prostate cancer. So, going through my physicals and all of that stuff, my doctors pretty much said, because you have it on both sides of your family, my grandfather I'm talking about is my mother's father and my father. So it was like on both sides of the family. So he was like, we're going to start checking you at, like, I think I started getting checked at 40. It was a little bit before I turned the age of 40. So they stayed on top of it. They went through, I would always get, the PSA test and of course the finger test that, a lot of men dread. But I went through that from the age of probably like 38, 39, going into 2015 when I actually had surgery. Watching my grandfather go through a prostate cancer, and the technology that they had was kind of limited. So I saw what he went through. Then I saw what my father went through. My father and my grandfather, they chose to do radiation. And so I just did my research, stayed on top of it, and just, was vigilant about if I get it. It's it wasn't a point of if I get it, when I get it. So it was a matter of, okay, when I get it, this is my choice. And what helped me get to that point was, when I became secure in that point was when I got tested, and my PSA was high. And so they had to do biopsies and all that stuff. And so when I came home and I told my youngest daughter that, I had prostate cancer, the look on her face was like heartbreaking, because for her, all she knew was her great grandfather passed away from it. And she saw her grandfather go through it. All she knew was that these men are passing away from it. So I made a promise to her. I told her I was going to get through it, and that I was going to embarrass her at her wedding. So, I'm still holding on to that promise, just waiting for her to find somebody to marry. But so I went through all of that in 2015. That was in November of 2015 is when I had the surgery and went through, had my prostate removed. Some of the misnomers is that, you become impotent and your sex drive is crazy and you lose all of this stuff. And the only thing is that if you catch it early, they can, what they call, preserve the nerves so that you still function, sexually as, as normal. So for me, it was, it wasn't a problem because we caught it early and I stayed on top of it. Now, the other thing to that was I had my family and I still had my mindset of my music and all that stuff, had to, I was still focused on that. In a lot of cases, a lot of days, my music was what kind of sustained me, because when I always knew, when I'm going, let's go further ahead, further back. I always knew, for me, music was a thing that I could just do. I never took lessons for anything. It was just one of those things that I just had the talent for it. I was able to, I sang in the choir, played drums in church, learned how to play the piano somewhat. But I just had, it was more so for me a thing that I knew that this is what I was supposed to do, or this is what I had the ability to do. I couldn't explain it. If I had a conversation with anybody to say, well, what is it that you do, or how did you get to this point? That's a tough conversation for me, because it was just something on the inside that I just knew that I could be successful at it. I knew that I could do it to a certain degree. So, let's just go with that. So I continued to move and just go through all of life with that, with just that a bit, just knowing that I had the ability to do it. Now, fast forward, like everybody else, who always had the idea of wanting to be a recording artist or a musician, and want to make records and want to tour and want to do all of that stuff. For me, that was the dream. And to some degree, I was able to kind of, successfully achieve that dream. But it was always because I had this thing, and to get deep, I always had this, gift. I always had this anointing. I always had this thing in me that this is what you're supposed to do. This is your calling. And so when I had prostate cancer, it was almost a refocusing on my calling. It was almost a refocusing on the one thing that, what I tell people, it was a refocusing on my purpose. That was the best way to describe it. It was a refocusing on my purpose. And so what it did was it gave me a drive that was like, this is not the prostate cancer. This is not going to kill me. I'm going to be able to move beyond this. I was able to, like I said, I saw my grandfather go through it. I saw my dad go through it. And so my mindset was, I'm not going to let this kill me. I heard a doctor, interesting enough, the months before I was actually diagnosed with it, I heard a doctor, there was a seminar, a doctor said, he said, men you're going to have to die from something, but prostate cancer is not something that you need to die from, and we could apply that to, any kind of disease, like, high blood pressure, or, any kind of illness. It's something that you can prevent if you take the steps to manage it, to take care of it, or to, in most cases, eliminate it. But my mindset was so much that this was part of my purpose, being a musician, being, music, doing, and it was like, this is not going to take me out. Interesting enough, the year after, my best friend was diagnosed with prostate cancer. So I was able to kind of mentor him through his process. And the pastor of the church that I was at the time, the year before I had it, he had prostate cancer. And so he knew how I was, just sort of like an advocate, like I was on Facebook. I'm just like, okay, guys get checked. Every November, what they call No Shave November, I participate in that, when we don't shave, for the whole month of November. The current thing that I think is the Prostate Cancer Foundation is doing is that they're requesting, it's a challenge. It's like a 100-mile challenge for the month of March. So I posted that. That's kind of how Jerry found out about my situation. I just kind of challenged, a lot of people on Facebook and Instagram, just try to get in here and, do whatever you can, try to challenge men to pay attention, first of all, to bring attention to the fact that a lot of Black men are, I think, out of 10, out every 10 men, I think maybe 4 or 5 of them are likely to get prostate cancer. And so with that understanding, we need to just be more vigilant, yearly checkups, PSA tests. Don't be afraid of the finger tests, the dreaded finger tests or anything like that, because actually that's what saved my life. That whole process is what saved my life, because I wouldn't have been here at this point. Because like I said, I was diagnosed in 2015. And prior to that, I watched my dad go through prostate cancer, but he took the radiation route. And I just saw him and my grandfather, how it just kind of just whittled them away. And I was like, I can't let my kids or my family, I didn't want to take my kids or my family through this, what they knew was going to be the end result. So I just basically was like, this is not going to be the thing to take me out. So bring this around to, my music. It was just that one thing that just kept me focused. It just kind of restarted my purpose and just kept me just, now I think since then, my energy towards that has been like, crazy, because now I've been able to release projects on my own. I've taken the initiative basically to, I don't necessarily want to get started with a record company. I want to, I have the ability to do this on my own, as well as my whole thing about a new chapter, just getting into sync licensing and all of that, and just just running with as much as possible, because like I said, I really feel deeply that this is a purpose of mine. And so that's kind of where I am at this. So I just kind of like, that's my drive, wanting to fulfill my purpose through all of that. So that's my spiel. I'm sticking with it.
No, that's absolutely on point, and we definitely appreciate you sharing that. And the one question that I had, and certainly, gentlemen, if you have any questions at all for Robbie, but the one question that I had was, I mean, I love you for being transparent, and I love you for letting us know what your mindset was and how it affected your focus. But what disciplines did you have to put into place to keep you grounded? Like, I'm going to stay on top of this. Were there some things that you just kept kind of shaving away at to make sure that you stayed on point?
As far as,
I don't know. Is it diet? Is it diet? Is it exercise? Was it, a regimen that you had to keep up with?
Yeah, I definitely stayed on top of, with my grandfather, I started to research what it was, as far as what was, because that was when I was really introduced to prostate cancer. So I researched at that point, what is it, how does it affect your body and all of that stuff. With my dad, I went deeper into understanding diet, the effects of different approaches. I kind of just went research mode into just trying to learn as much as possible about it so that I could make the right choices.
Yeah, I appreciate that, man. I appreciate you sharing that. If anybody has any questions for Robbie about, about his journey or mindset, discipline, and focus, kind of pointed into that. And then I want to introduce our guest for this evening, and then we'll get into other business. But anybody, Robin, you got the unmute. Thomas, you got the unmute.
Yeah, Robbie, thank you very much for being transparent about that. I've got a really good friend of mine who's a brother of mine that known each other for many years. He's going through it right now, and he's gone through the first stage of the radiation, and the second stage they told him was going to be a lot easier on him, and he's finding it just as bad as the first stage. And as far as Robin and Vance, some information for them. My older sister that we just lost in January. 30 years ago, she was basically told by her doctors because she had kidney failure and one of the kidneys had cancer in it. So she was down to one kidney, and it shrunk down to about the size of a pea. So she was on it was like a special greens diet that her doctor had her on, and she was doing pretty good. She was up and around, and she was walking, and she was going to the shopping center, which is probably about 5 blocks away from her house, and she was doing pretty good. That doctor passed, and this other doctor put her on the dialysis diet. And from that point on, that's when she went downhill. But they told her 30 years ago that she wouldn't be here. So she outlived all 3 of her doctors. She had her birthday, her 79th birthday on the 4th of January. And on the 10th of January is when she passed. So the Lord gave her 30 years, gave us all 30 more years for her. So, being on dialysis, I've got a few friends that are also on dialysis. It's not a good thing.
It's not a good thing.
It just takes so much out of you, and you're hooked up to this machine. She explained to me what happens with the dialysis machine. They take your blood out of your body and they clean it, and then it goes back into your body cold. So she was cold all the time, and I just couldn't quite understand how the system worked. But when she explained it, I fully understood.
Yeah, it deals with different people.
Yeah.
I didn't have the problem with coldness or anything. My problem was you get fatigue at the end of the day.
Very tired.
Yeah. Some days was good. It's a matter of, some days and, good or bad. And then the main thing is what I didn't like, you couldn't drink a lot of water because you don't want to go in with a lot of water weight on you, because the more they pull out of you, that's where the problem, where you cramp up and everything, and you have the problem. So with dialysis, you have to drink less, but they still want you to have some type of water in you so that it can take some out of you.
Strike that balance.
Yeah. So now, since I had a transplant, they want me to drink, like, if I could drink go down to Niagara Falls and drink as much as I can. So, so I'm constantly drinking. I cut back off of sodas, and then but every once in a while I cheat now, but I had to cut back. Mostly I'll do zero sugar, and then I'll do either a 10% sparkling water and regular water and stuff like that. So you have to. In my case, I had a big dog too. I had to let him go because me taking him out to walk, I couldn't do that. And then my wife, was just me and her, and he's a big dog. He was a Akita, and he pulls. So because of my surgery, I had, they didn't want no pulling or anything. And from that, so we had to let him go. And then there's complications. Once I got my you can get blood clots. Well, in my case, blood clots did not come. I got ulcers, bleeding ulcers. And it was not the first. I had like three episodes. I had bleeding ulcers. And I'm telling you, that's not a good thing, because they're blood and stuff. So, I just thank God, because, I can testify and tell you, from all of that, God still kept me. And, it's just about the grace of God that he's given me this chance. So every time I get the opportunity, I'm going to tell people, and don't give up. And, because a lot of people I know, they've been doing dialysis almost 18 years, and, or something years. And sometimes you get to a point, because after, I could be wrong, but I know after 75, they kind of not let you go, because, it's very strenuous. It's because the first one I had, I was under the anesthesia almost 6 hours, 5 hours. Then I had to go back down. That's when I was telling you, the first one. I had to go back down, anesthesia, didn't take it out. So, it's crazy. So, gentlemen, I just say to everyone, and like Robbie said, just, don't give up. Just, keep going, and then, just do what you have to do. And then it's taxing on the caregiver. That's another thing. Because the person that's there with you, they're suffering just as much. And I'll tell anybody, my wife was there, and I mean, she was there. And even my sister-in-law, I'm an only child. So, most of my cousins and them, they live in Florida or whatever. My oldest son is here in Philly, but it was her and my sister-in-law. It was her. So it wasn't for them, man. There's nothing I wouldn't do for them in the world, because of that's it.
Once again, I appreciate you sharing, Robbie. I appreciate you sharing as well. It's pretty interesting how, the APB went out to everybody that Robbie was sharing, but God knew who he wanted to be on this call. We don't have any ladies on the call. No ladies on the call. We're talking about prostate.
Isn't that something? Yeah.
But yeah, everybody, like Robbie says, get checked out, stay checked out, and keep up on the health tip. I want to introduce Nanad to you. I met him through LinkedIn last week, and we had a conversation yesterday via Zoom. So he's pretty much just trying on the socks. He's not an EntreMusician member yet, but he's putting the socks on for tonight and whatnot. And the first thing we hit him with is a couple of things about health, but maybe, he needed to hear that.
He needed.
But
I'm of that age, so it's quite normal.
Men of a certain age, absolutely. Yeah. But I want him to introduce himself and just tell you guys a little bit of his story. And he sent me a video. I think I'll try to find that video and put it up when we're presenting, so you can get a little bit of his vibe too as we're going through some music. So, Nanad, why don't you just say hello to the brothers? And no sisters tonight for some reason, but
Well, hi to everyone. Jerry knows that I live in Belgrade in Serbia. That's a small country in Europe. If you don't know where it is, it's not part of European Union, so it's a rather small and poor country, something like that, I should say. I've been into music since my earliest day. I started learning piano at the age of 6, and I was playing like through my teenage years, and I had a lot of bands, to mildly successful alternative rock bands in the 80s. And then I stopped in the 90s. There was a war in former Yugoslavia, and everything that was happening. It was not a good time for playing, and at least mentally, if nothing else. And after that, I got my daughter, so I had to provide for the family and for all of us. And I left music for about 20 years. And like 5 years ago, I felt that urge that something is missing in my life in order for me to be happy, because it was like, okay, everything is okay. Okay, we're all healthy more or less, and we're doing fine. So, but I'm not entirely happy. So what is that that's missing? And I made a small reunion of my former bands, and we did an album after, I don't know, 19 years or so, a new album with a bunch of new songs. Talking about health, I was then in the process of divorcing my ex-wife, and I had suffered a huge depression. I was on medication and on therapy and everything else, and music helped me survive that, because parts of my therapy, which I made my music parts of my therapy. So everything I wanted to say, I said in those songs at the time. And after that, after a few gigs, then another band came and they said, well, you're back. Would you like to play with us? And they're playing like electro dark music. And I said, well, why not? There's something different for me. And I started playing electro dark music. And then another band came to me and they played electronica. And I said, okay, electronics, well, that's quite interesting. And in the meantime, I got an idea to make a conceptual album. It's a double LP. It's 16 songs, 80 minutes of music, which I will do on my own. No bands, no nothing. I got my modest home studio and I started recording the songs. It is a story about a man who is called the Boogeyman. I mean, his name is Boogeyman. He's a young guy in the early 30s, and no father, no mother, no love, no nothing in his life. He's just passing through his life without finding any meaning of why he is living. And then he got fired from his job, and all of a sudden he decides to commit suicide. And at that moment, he meets an old lady and a bunch of weird creatures, weird characters, weird people, showing him his life, that he could make a revolution and save the humanity. It's sort of dystopian science fiction story that I made in, like, I don't know, rock opera or funk opera, basically, because I tend to funk. And the majority of my music that I write now is some sort of fusion of funk, soul, and jazz, something like that. Quite an ordinary white guy coming from Serbia. But, I really love that scene, especially the funk of the 70s and the soul music of the 70s. That's something that inspires me a lot, from Parliament Funkadelic to Billy Withers to just name them. And of course, that's my own version of funk soul jazz fusion, and with a lot of electronics, because I like that sound. And that's about it. And finally, last year, I published the album via streaming services, like just in digital option, in November 2021. And last year, I've made a band, and I call them the Numismatica, and highly skilled musicians, trained musicians with jazz background and jazz academy done in Graz in Austria, and so on and so on. And we made one gig just for that year on Ishvil Jazz Festival, but it was something I didn't expect. We were playing last on night, Sunday to Monday at 2:30, 3 in the morning, and I thought nobody will stay there because tomorrow is the working day and everybody will go home. And there were 5,000 or 6,000 people who were cheering, singing with us, and so on. So I said, okay, I'm on the right track now. This is it. I'm back to my life. This is me. This is what I am, really. And now at the moment, I'm looking for gigs at European jazz festivals, because that's the closest thing I can put it on my own. And I'm also recording songs for 2 albums that I plan to release digitally this autumn. One will be, one is already, because there are 8 songs on both, 8 songs each for both albums. One is some sort of more like old-time soul love songs, and one is like electro boogie from the 80s. Of course, there's just a reference. Do not sound literally like copy pasting or that, but they're a bit different, and that's why I'm doing it separately. That's the shortest. So if anything I've missed and you want to know about Serbia, Europe, me, yeah, I'm here.
Very, very cool. Very, very cool. But you know, you had me at funk and jazz fusion, so that's where I ride. Absolutely. But thank you for joining us tonight. And I did find the video that you had on LinkedIn. I know that Thomas and Robbie have already sent in a song. Nathaniel, I don't know if you are presenting and whatnot, but what I think I will do, since he had the steering wheel, is start out with Robbie's song, especially since I believe it's a tribute to your father. Is that correct? Am I reading that right?
Yep. Yeah, this was something I did for, I think I mentioned this before, you know, as far as me just doing my own thing.
Yeah.
What I decided to do and how I structured everything is my production company / record company is called Zoe Music Group.
Right.
And so what I have under that umbrella is what I would consider like a jazz, smooth jazz kind of group, which is basically me writing tracks and just getting people to kind of be the featured artist.
Gotcha.
And I think on this one, I had a friend of mine play the piano part. And then I have myself as just a regular, just a singer, a separate singer. And then I have what's called 1620, which is like a dance electronic music kind of avenue rather. So all three of those are kind of like are basically me, but I kind of separate them and kind of funnel them into like different genres and stuff. So this is just from that first album, the first jazz smooth jazz kind of album. I put a group. I consider the pseudonym Jazzomatronics.
Okay.
So that's kind of like the group name. So
Jazzomatronics.
Yeah.
Very, very cool. All right, let's go with it. Hey, I'm gonna make sure that I'm keeping watch on the screen, because if that little distortion kicks in there, I'll just stop it and start it again. Because I think you guys said that you were hearing that last week. So
right.
Let's go with that. See what happens. Oh, wait a minute. Can you hear it?
No.
Okay, hold on. I know what I gotta do. Let me do this again. Hey, brother Jay Levert has joined us from North Coast Digital. After we hear this tune, then we'll say hello to brother Jay as well. Here we go. Now you'll be able to hear it. Okay. That's the distortion.
You're good.
Now, brother, you know the only reason you went first tonight is because you had the will. Like we ain't gonna let that happen no more.
Yeah. I like to say a couple of things. That reminded me of the early days of smooth jazz with Ben Tankard, Bob Baldwin,
Right.
and this was one other gentleman. He made a song called Kings, and I forgot the name of the song, but that was the smoothest ride, man. You let me know if I can get the physical copies and support. Please put the address in
Oh yeah.
the chat, and man, I got you, because and no, it's the lifeblood. I mean, if you got a cracker, you got some cream cheese, we got it going on. That's champagne, that's Monterey, that's Highway 101, dude.
Right.
I'm
Right.
done.
Yeah, that's
Appreciate it, bro. Appreciate it.
yeah, your music.
Right on, Robbie. Man, that sounds
Yeah,
good,
man.
brother.
Your music always good, bro.
Oh man.
Appreciate it. That was
Yeah, I
actually
enjoyed
like
it.
my first. I had the idea of like doing jazzmatronics because I'm an eclectic creative artist. That's my description. And so I always wanted to do a jazz, smooth jazz project,
Mm-hmm.
but I always ran, and this is how God works. This is how God works. I always wanted the process was I wanted to write the music. I wanted to, kind of lay the bed for, like in this song, a piano player to come in and just do his thing over top of it. Well, during the pandemic, for the second project, I couldn't get in touch with anybody. I couldn't get anybody. So I ended up having to do all of it by myself.
Wow.
Which was like God saying, like, okay, you have an ability to do this. Don't short yourself on this. So I was like, okay. So the second project, basically I ended up doing everything myself. And then that whole thing was like a learning process because I learned how to EQ, I learned how to, process everything, master and mix everything on my own.
Yeah.
And so it was like, okay, God, you got jokes. So this is how we gonna do it. But that put me in a position where everything I do, everything I learned from doing that project, I apply it to each project that I have going forward. So yeah.
Yes, absolutely excellent. Yeah. Before we go to on the next song there, that was absolutely on point. Let me introduce Mr. Jay Levert from North Coast Digital. And Jay is in Cleveland. So Nathaniel, please take note of that. Nathaniel is in Cleveland as well. North Coast Digital became a partner with the EntreMusician because they opened up a channel to us. on their platform. So now the EntreMusician podcast is being aired on their platform as well.
Good.
North Coast Digital.
Ooh,
So we really
good.
appreciate that. And when you hear the name Levert, you do
Yeah.
mean Levert the family. So brother, would you say hello and introduce yourself to the rest of the fellas? I think you're on mute. You're on mute. Yeah, we got to pull that mute. There we go.
Yeah,
Excellent.
I think it's on mute now. I thought you had me. I thought you before when you were playing the music.
Yeah, we're good though. We
Mhm.
can hear you.
How's everyone doing?
Good.
Good, good, good.
Yeah.
So you could say a little bit more than hello though, brother. Just want you to introduce yourself and let them know where you are, what North Coast Digital is doing. And again, to thank you for partnering with us.
Well, it's kind of think of how to make a long story short. I don't want to take the hog up the time, but North Coast is a cloud server platform. Actually, our server farm is in Charlotte, Mali, in the U.S. Virgin Islands. One of my cousins is there. He runs the server farm, and we're running a number of different digital cloud platforms around the world. We're right now we've got two. We got a digital radio station and a video platform in Israel, and that video platform, and no, actually radio and a video platform people from Ethiopia original. I mean, we always had contacts there. And then here in the United States and in the Caribbean, we're running North Coast Digital. The title North Coast comes from that people from Cleveland and the Great Lakes area, the Great Lakes, the North Coast of the United States of America. And so if you go to www.northcoastdigital.net, you see quite a bit of what we're offering, what we're into. The thing we're promoting right now is Plum Smooth Jazz digital radio station that we built back in 2020 when the Wave changed their format. The Wave was a terrestrial radio station here in the greater Cleveland area, and they changed their broadcast format. So we kind of stepped into the void and did a digital thing. Also, we're pushing live stream video cast right now with a lot of churches and some artists. Part of, as part of music artists, that's part of the new music paradigm to build fan base and make money nowadays. So I'll leave it there.
Well, again, I appreciate you. I put the link in the chat room. And again, Nathaniel Rhodes is in Cleveland, Brother Jay. So, he's building his media list. So I'm pretty sure that that he'll be reaching out to you with some music.
Oh, we love to collaborate.
Absolutely.
We have the White House recording studio output.
Mm-hmm.
So, it's a boutique recording studio. We almost exclusively only do jazz, classic R&B, and gospel there because it's old school, you know.
Yeah, right.
Mics to the board, no MIDI, and so synthesized except for keyboards.
Sure.
But and hip hop, but I'm a young guy who rebuilt Gerald's old studio down on 93rd and Way. And he did a really good job. He put like almost $100 grand in refurbishing the building and making it, bring it back up to code. You have to put that much money in, you need that much equipment for hip hop, but they do hip hop down there, so that's also available for artists who are in that genre.
Gotcha. Well, I'll be back up in Cleveland before March is over, so I'm gonna hook up with you so that I can come by White House Studios and check it out. I appreciate it.
Look, yeah. Open invitation. I can do the help. You just count on it.
Yes, I appreciate that. Well, the next song that we have coming up is from Thomas Alexander, who's always throwing shots at us. So we're gonna check out and see what he's got on point tonight. And then we'll go over to Serbia and I'll show you the video that the Mad sent in. But this is I'll Carry You Away from Thomas.
It's now time to let nothing come between us. We've been together for much too long. We're far too strong to let anything compel us. We know the pain of being wrong. So come into my arms and live forever. I'll cherish you, you'll never want for another. Just hold on to me, love. I need you so, oh baby. I'll carry you away. Just hold on to me, love. I need you so, oh baby. I'll carry you away. Girl, it's not hard when you make this love so easy. There is no mountain we can't climb. We have survived, and now things are going our way. Now and until the end of time. So come into my arms and live forever. I'll cherish you, you'll never want for another. Just hold on to me, love. I need you so, oh baby. I'll carry you away. Just hold on to me, love. I need you so, oh baby. I'll carry you away. Girl, I believe that we should be together. I've searched for you for oh so long. And now I found you. I want to stay around you. I know that this love can't be wrong. Just hold on to me, love. I need you so. Oh, baby, I'll carry you away. Just hold on to me, love. I need you so. Oh, baby, I'll carry you away. So come into my arms and live forever. I'll cherish you. You'll never want for another. Just hold on to me, love. I need you so. Oh, baby, I'll carry you away. Just hold on to me, love. I need you so. Oh, baby, I'll carry you away. Just hold on to me, love. I need you so. Oh, baby, I'll carry you away. Just hold on to me, love. I need you so. Oh, baby, I'll carry you away.
Thomas Alexander on that. Hold on to me. I'll carry you away. And yeah, Robin, I'll take that instrumental you got.
Yeah,
But any
send it.
questions for Thomas on that hit right there?
No, I just want to tell the brother that he's the Lionel Richie of Northern Canada, god dog it. That just don't make no sense. He should have been known a long time ago.
Yeah.
Thomas,
I,
Thomas, you
I'm
got.
just
Go ahead.
I'm
Go ahead,
just
Nick.
saying, I'm just saying, I ain't trying to sweat his head or nothing, but you know that just don't make no sense, man.
No,
I feel
that's
you.
good stuff. That's good
Yeah,
stuff, man. That's good
yeah.
stuff. And I just want you to know that I can hit that note too.
Well, I might have to hire you to hit it because I don't know if I can hit it anymore.
Yeah, man.
And
No, that's really good,
brother.
man.
Thank you.
That's my. I mean, I felt that song. I really felt that song, man. I was like, wow. You know, because it's one. You know, when you talk to people and you hear their speaking voice, you know, but then that comes out.
yeah.
Like wow. Yeah, that was
It's
great.
like where have you been hiding him? Okay, where have you been hiding
Been
him?
in the frozen north, young brother.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. We got to thaw you out, man.
We got to sing up there to stay warm up here.
Yeah,
You vibrate at them higher frequencies, right?
oh my God.
Yeah,
That's
you
good
hit
stuff,
that.
man.
So that tune has to go back into the studio.
Yeah,
because
we know
it-
that,
it-
but I'm just saying, you just feel it, man. You just feel it.
Yep.
Yeah,
It was.
well, thank
It
you.
was. That
Thank
was
you.
great, man.
Do you have the stems for that, Thomas?
I don't. Everything has to be recreated again.
Ah,
But
Is
that's,
that-
I mean, that's not such a bad thing, because,
Yeah.
once it's recreated, it'll be recreated with, modern instruments and stuff like that. So,
Right. I was thinking
know.
as you trailed into that end, man, a nice string arrangement layered on top of that would have really
yeah, you can
yeah.
lifted
you,
that.
you
know what I
can
mean?
go 1,000 different ways with that. That's just
Yeah.
You might have to get a
it's-
couple of female singers in there to,
yeah,
do that.
just
And I'll just stay down.
Absolutely.
Oh, baby.
Thomas, you could use that falsetto. Don't be shying away from stuff.
yeah, man.
Well, we're
I'm
going
glad-
from
glad you enjoyed it, brothers.
from
Thank you.
Edmonton, Canada to Serbia. And this
All
is
right.
the net. So tell me if you can hear this.
Good evening. This is
See if I can turn this up a little bit.
3, 2, 1. We'll start with deadly terrorists and domestic politics, then put some ugly weather just to escalate the fear. Mixed with nasty pedophiles and celebrity affairs. Don't forget the sports results somewhere in between.
This is the news. This is the news. This is the news.
3, 2, 1.
NTWS.
The compass is lost.
NTWS.
The truth is just a ghost.
NTWS.
Be careful what you take.
The news we make.
The news is what we face.
Who do you trust? Who can you trust? Who do you trust? Who can you trust? Who do you trust? Who can you trust? Who do you trust? Who can you trust?
We'll put opinion on opinion on opinion on opinion till everything gets blurred, superficial and absurd. Oh, we're gonna make it sweet, so life wouldn't be that bitter. Let's have another expert opinion from Twitter. It's the brand new.
Revolutionary stage.
Welcome to the world where the truth cannot be hurt.
NTWS.
Oh, the compass is lost.
NTWS.
The truth is just a ghost now.
NTWS.
Be careful what you take.
The news we make.
The news is what we fake. Trombone. We won't let history repeat. So we just beat.
Break it up, Jerry.
We don't want you to
Break it up.
It's all right. He'll get through it.
that the truth's what we defend, so you wouldn't understand, or our democracy will end.
That better?
It's good.
NTWS.
The compass is lost.
NTWS.
The truth is just a ghost now.
NTWS.
Be careful what you take.
The news we make.
The news is what we fake.
NTWS.
The compass is lost. The truth is just a ghost. Be careful what you take. The news is what we fake. The compass is lost. The truth is just a ghost. Be careful what you
It's not
say.
the news we make.
The news is what we fake.
Halo mnogo. I ovim 3 dame ovdje koje vidite, da zapamtite. Melanija Micić,
Go ahead.
Sanja Vranić,
Hey, he just shut the
Yeah,
halftime
Bentley's.
down, didn't he?
Yeah, he just George what's the name? George Clinton type stuff.
Yeah.
Hey,
No,
George
he-
Clinton, some New Orleans horns.
Yeah, he went from Frank Zappa. He went from Frank Zappa all the way in, didn't he? Oh
Yeah.
my goodness.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah, Frank Zappa, that's what it was. It was Frank Zappa mixed with Parliament Funkadelics. With,
With some New Orleans.
Thanks a lot.
With some New Orleans swing in there too, with the
Yeah.
trombone.
Yeah.
With the
Now,
trombone.
that was what I could only hear the horns. Was there any other instrumentation?
No, for this song only, no piano. I have 2 keyboard players during this is the recording is live from the gig we had on Nashville. So for this song only, I have only alto sax, trombone, me on the guitar and vocals, drums, and the three ladies that are singing. The full band is a trumpet, trombone, and sax, two keyboard players, bass guitar, drums, and the rest of us singing. So this song only is limited to these instruments because I wanted to sound, you know, I wanted to be focused on the lyrics because the lyrics are a bit, you know, strong and something like that. And I wanted to make it simple and to remove a huge orchestration from the song, just to keep it simple, to focus to have people focusing on the lyrics.
Perfect.
Thank you. Thanks a lot.
Yeah, that's nice.
Excellent.
Yeah.
Very nice.
That's very good. So we're going from Serbia to Liberty, Ohio. This is Raining April Groove.
Yep.
That's feel the beat right there. Or I'm sorry, Charles Philip.
Sir Charles.
Charles.
See
Sounds
Philip
good.
music.
See, well, we see you, man.
Yeah, man.
I see Philip.
Sir Charles.
I like
Sir
that, bro.
Charles.
Yeah,
I like that.
that was a groove.
Yeah.
That was a groove.
I'm waiting for you to come over top of that with your solo though.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
It's coming. It's coming.
Yeah, get you a higher tuning on that on the solo part so we can separate it from the darkness. You got it dark on the
But the
bottom.
do 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 do.
No. That
Oh, you mean
don't
the
miss.
solo?
Don't. Don't mess with that. But your solo should be brighter than what that bottom is to me.
Okay, I got
That bottom is rainy day all day long.
you.
But when you come in with your solo, it got to be hot, and so we can hear over that nice bottom you have laid in there. It's killer.
Okay.
It's killer. It just needs you to finish it.
Right.
All right.
Right.
There you go.
Good deal.
The expert.
Good one. And this is God, I want to say Virginia, but I know you're not in Virginia, Robin. Robbie's in Virginia, but you're
Right.
in
I'm
Philly.
Philadelphia.
Philly.
And
Philly.
gentlemen, please. This is he said he wanted my instrumental, because now everything that I'm working on now, if anything you hear now will be all that it's in progress. It's not finished or nothing. So you may be hearing
That's what you just heard. Same thing. Same thing.
Yeah, but yours is more that sounded good, baby.
Yeah. What was it? Sir Charles Phillip music. What was the name of that tune?
Rainy April Groove.
Yeah.
Rainy April Groove.
So, like I said, what we need you now is to dance between the raindrops.
Oh, go ahead.
Boom.
There you go.
Robin is from my second home.
Second home.
Nah. That's right, baby. That's right. Eagles all the way. You know it. We bleed green.
Yes, sir.
Well, this is called the best. So let's see if y'all eat green on here.
You are a friend of mine. Until Truly a rough.
Yeah, yeah,
That was for the singers. That was a reference to the singers.
yeah.
Can
right.
I go first?
Oh yeah.
Can I
Yeah,
go
go ahead,
first?
Philip.
Yeah, go
Listen.
ahead, man.
Listen, first thing is Jerry, the guy down in the corner of my screen with the big SSL mixing board behind him. Listen, never let him put that disclaimer about, oh man, it ain't. Oh man, I'm like,
That's
you know
a rough
what?
track, brother.
I understand that. I understand that. But also, you didn't tell me you was friends with Santana.
Oh,
Mhm.
yeah, that's Italian guy from
See?
he's from he's Italian guy from Italy.
Mm.
Yeah, where I
See?
met.
That's good stuff, man.
Thank you.
That's good stuff. For
Thank
real.
I,
For real.
I'll tell you another person that could put the finishes and touches on that
Who's that?
would be Van Hunt. He would
Van
kill that too.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
You mean with the van?
Van Hunt from Georgia.
Oh, okay.
Whoopi Goldberg's latest boyfriend. He's a serious.
That's Whoopi's boyfriend. That's her
Yeah, the latest one.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Guitar player? Was he playing?
Yeah, Van Hunt, a guitar player.
Yeah,
But that he got that vibe right there. And,
yeah.
And also Robbie Cunningham could put the voices on that.
Yeah, that's Robbie Cunningham.
Well, Robbie,
that's-
if he's
but that's a vibe for him too.
That's a vibe. That's a Robbie vibe right there for sure.
Yeah, it is all day long.
I thought that when you were doing the scratch, I thought, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, we can collaborate. It's the
You muted, Robbie.
Yeah,
Me?
send me the track.
all right, brother. I got you.
I'm telling you, man, that boy kill that vocal
The
on
track,
that.
hey.
It's radio ready right now. It just need that hype from the voices.
Okay.
I like
Okay.
that. I like that the chord structure and the way that turnaround on there.
Turnaround.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I like that.
Thank you.
Yeah.
That's my. That's not me playing, y'all. That's my
That's all right.
reference.
Eh,
From the key, what they heard from what I gave them, and then they took it from there. But
Okay.
That's
but
right.
I think
But
that's what I do. That's what I'm a drummer, but like I said, I thank God for the people around me. My sons, they're musicians, and then they hook me up with people. So basically now I just give them the concept, and I got the little change. So
I just want you to know I'm singing it in my head right now.
you are my.
I hear it.
Yeah,
I still hear it right now. That's why they call it a hook, man. That's
Gotcha.
why they call it a hook.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
Yeah, that's real, man. That's real.
All right, I'm sending it, brother. I'm sending it.
Okay.
All right. Because I got to add horns. I'm going to add horns and organ to it and live drums. So I still got some things. But if you want the voice, you want to do it, want me to send you the track now and you work on it?
Send it to me.
Okay. Gotcha.
Boom.
See? That's how we do, Jerry.
Yeah, that's how
That's
we
what
do.
we
That's
do.
how we do.
we do.
That's how we do.
That's why we're here.
Yes, sir.
So the final for the evening, because I've been like bouncing back and forth, like, well, maybe this one, maybe that one, but I think you can just be safe with a cover tune. So
Come on, Jerry. Give us we waiting for you. Come on.
I'm rolling out like this, and that's how we'll settle it for the And that's tonight's session.
Oh, look. Let me say that when the sax came in, it made me smile.
Right.
I mean, I was enjoying it. But when the sax came in, I just
Exactly.
warmed up, man. And then with
Yeah.
the background dancing along with it, I'm like, okay,
Dude,
okay.
Yeah.
your stuff
Yeah.
is silly, brother. You got some silly.
Yeah.
Zabba-dabba-doo-ba-ba-ba.
Right.
Hey, Jerry.
Yes,
Yeah, I
sir.
really like that. That's right in my house.
Oh, yeah.
You got it ready to go. Send it over to me with the metadata. I'll see that it goes up tomorrow.
Yes, sir. I'll do that.
All right.
Absolutely.
Okay.
Absolutely.
right.
Definitely. Yeah, we'll do. We're ready for it. But yeah, so that's tonight's session, and obviously a couple of us will stay on the call to get the classwork done and whatnot. But once again, I want to just express our love to Vance. If you're watching the replay, we love you, brother, man.
Yeah, man. Definitely.
Well, Vance, get well. And definitely thank you to Robbie for taking the wheel and talking to us about his own journey of mindset, discipline, and focus. And
Yeah.
replay will be up on the wall tomorrow, fellas. So, yo, and Nanette, I hope you got your socks a little wet. This is it's about. Sometimes it's more of us on the call than tonight. We definitely have some EntreMusician women who are joining, but they wasn't supposed to be here tonight. This is a brotherhood club right here.
Yeah. Thank you for having me, because I really, really, really enjoyed, and I'm looking forward to become a member of the whole group.
Excellent. Very,
Yes.
very.
All
We
right.
enjoyed you, man.
Bless you, brothers. And yes, prayers definitely go out to Brother Vance.
Yes, definitely.
Definitely.
Definitely. Thanks again for y'all input, and I appreciate y'all. Great minds.
Yes.
And
Yes. Yes.
You know,
We're
I
hearing some
think
great music tonight, man.
Yeah.
I was thinking maybe, in the future, maybe we could also exchange some production ideas,
Absolutely.
kind of get everybody to kind of like, see how you process your vocals, or how you process drums, or how you process bass and stuff like that, and kind of share those ideas with everybody. So
How about we do that next week? That'll be the topic next week. Okay.
Yeah.
Just
Yeah.
songs.
processing.
My only claim to fame is I have some of the most sensitive ears and music ears that have served me real well so far.
Word up.
oh
Yeah.
Oh, great.
They count. The ears count.
oh yeah.
Yeah. I can find that needle in the haystack.
All right. Yeah,
Go.
that's it.
Brother Jay.
You know that old saying, it's in the ears, not the ears.
That's right.
Yeah.
That's
Brother
great.
Jay, appreciate you coming on, man. North Coast Digital. So did everybody get that information?
Yes.
Yeah.
So send the brother your stuff, man. He has open arms and a platform that's wide to present some real music out there. So
Yeah, which on that point, Jerry did on that one you just played. You have that package so that you could sell it as downloads and make some money.
Oh yeah, it's packaged.
Okay.
As a matter of fact, when it went to terrestrial radio, obviously Bobby Womack and his people got paid for the airplay. We didn't, but it was
Right.
able to open up some doors for us, and got us far more gigs than we were prior to releasing that. But yeah,
Okay.
Ready to
Okay, good. Well, you're signed up with Sound Exchange, aren't you, to get paid on the digital?
absolutely.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
All right.
All right, everybody. Well, that's tonight.
Yes, sir.
And with the exception of Thomas, Phil, and Nathaniel, you brothers next week.
All right.
Okay.
Right.
Okay. Bye now.
All right.
So, fellas, we'll take our 7-minute break and come back on and rock and roll for the class. Okay.
A quick question.
Yes, sir.
These links that are in the chat, Will they be on the replay?
I don't know how that works. I've never watched the replay, to be honest with you. I just think you should just copy and paste it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yep. So anyway, we'll take a 7-minute break right here, and
All right.
I'll see you guys in a few.
All right.
I don't know how to get out of here.
Now, can you hear me, brother? Down on the bottom right, you should see a red leaf. Do you see it?
No, maybe it's something I got on the bottom right. I've got a more with 3 dots.
You on a cell phone or computer?
I'm on a tablet. Yeah, like a cell phone.
Yeah, mine is on the top right hand corner. It's red.
It's red and
Leave.
it says leave.
Maybe.
Can you touch the tablet and slide the pages to the right?
I'm not sure. I just turned the whole thing off.
Oh, okay. Gotcha. That'll solve it.